Hey, what's happening, YouTube? This is IPaintCreatures. Most of you know me as IPC. And this is the first of many incredible YouTube videos I'm going to bring to y'all. I've been going through my archives and mixing them all up and getting my production setup all flying so I can deliver a lot of tutorials, show you what I'm up to, and bring you into my world of creating my epic story called Matsu, to animation and short stories and cartoons, and show you my whole process of how I tell this story. And today I'm bringing you how to paint on leather, and I'm painting on Booshy boots. These are Fry's boots for those of you that know high-end fashion, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about my process, and of course I always deliver drawing and painting from the imagination. So what I'm doing right here is I'm using a Sigma white gel pen, and you can get those, you know, they're some of the most popular pens. I love it because it's smooth and buttery and it flows, and it allows me to just draw directly onto the leather. And so you can see I have tons of control. It's just like a pencil. I'm just drawing away, and I'm doing it completely from my imagination. I'm doing a Tatsu. Most people will know those as dragons, but that's a Tatsu Yokai. I specialize in yokai creatures, and all these images are from my story called Matsu. That's the main character right now that I'm sketching right now. His name is Shigin, and he's a painter and a poet, and he goes on a fantastical journey into all these yokai creatures. And I work in the tradition of original folklore, and so a lot of this is imagined out of my poetry and my storytelling. I'm a writer, creative writer, and another thing I'm doing right here is I'm illustrating right onto the canvas and of the leather, but I'm also doing storyboards and conceptual art to be animated later. So what we're looking at right now is I'm painting one of my major creature characters in my story of Matsu. His name is, he goes by Ra. His full name is Ramien, and he's a rare blue yokai Tatsu. And he loves music, and he loves being funkified and funky free. And right next to him, who I'm filling in right now, and is his sidekick called Glitch. And they're an incredible project. You're going to be seeing a lot more of them because they're my Funky Eye Puppets project, which is my lifelong dream of growing up getting inspired by Jim Henson and company. And so I thought I'd bring my own flavor of spoken word and funk and poetry and yokai creatures. Right now I'm working on an incredible creature named Surprise. Right next to him you notice there's a mechanical mech, and that's, his name is Kabuki. So this story is like a manga, it's an anime, it's based in science fiction. And for those of you that know me, I used to work at Lucasfilm, you know, and I did a lot of conceptual work there. So I'm basically bringing my version of, you know, an epic story like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. I'm working on right there is Echo. He's a Yamabiko yokai, which is a mountain monkey dog. And yeah, I'm just putting on my, it's a whole Matsu boot. So these things probably will be worth a lot more when I get the animation out. And so like I said, I'm painting on there. Right now I'm doing the DJ Kappa brothers, which are Kappa, and you see I draw them very fantastically. You know, I've worked a lot on figuring out my style and how I draw these creatures, and a lot of it comes from my storytelling and my poetry. So like I said, a lot of these creatures right here I will bring into the digital realm. I will refine them and make them the original art that goes into animation software, where I can make digital puppets and rig them and give them bones and use stretchy morph technology. And right now we just opened the doors of my company called Denki Studios, and we're starting to produce all this because I got sponsored by Reallusion, and they're absolutely blown away by my creativity and what I'm doing with my story, and you'll be seeing that soon. I'm contracted right now to make a 5-minute animation demo so you see Matsu come alive. So there's the Kappa brothers, and I'm painting solely from my imagination, which you know is a lot of your inventory you collect. You know, so you see I do very fantastical stuff, and it's very story driven. So you could see like the guitars have paint brushes, and my story really doesn't have a physical war in it. So that's why you don't see a lot of guns and battle elements. A lot of it is all about bringing back our curiosity, our wonder, our imagination, our fascination. And yeah, and so I basically paint on these the typical process of acrylics. I use the white gel pen, and then I'll use some white acrylics, you know, or some gesso, and paint in all the creatures. So when I start to paint the colors on top, they pop. And it's just basically a layering technique. You gotta let the acrylics dry, and then I just, you know, do the normal thing. Usually don't do the step process of acrylics and just put in the flats. I love mixing on the canvas and just being real spontaneous to give it a lot of motion, a lot of energy to keep the sketch alive. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell icon. Many more fantastical stuff is coming, and this full video is on Skillshare.com. So if you're on Skillshare, head over there and you can get the full tutorial with interaction and everything. Peace, blessings, IPaintCreatures out. Come back for more.